sand sculptor, or at least that's the main thing I sculpt with. And at the moment I'm up in Broome doing a sand sculpture for the Chinatown revitalisation in Pindan, which is one of my favourite sands to work with because it's the colour of the country we're in, and it's also lovely to work with. It's quite fine and has a pretty high clay content, so it's difficult to work with, but it's really nice to work with at the same time.
Cool water, red sand, sand sculpture made out of Pindan.
This year's theme was connection, which I found quite tricky because they were sort of saying, we want you to talk about with the work connection between the various different cultural and linguistic groups, and the connection between the history and the present, and between commerce and culture, and it's a lot to encompass in a pile of sand. And in the end I decided that I was going to use dogs as the motive, partly because the Kimberley's full of red dogs and they always seem to get on and they're always pretty connected, they're always playing with each other. And yeah, so what I've got here is the boab in the background, which is kind of central to the Kimberley, but it's also really important to dogs, otherwise they've got nowhere to have a wee and nowhere to lie down in the shade. And then there's a whole series of dogs sniffing each other's butts, which is kind of how they connect and how they meet each other and establish their connection and their friendships and stuff. And it's also kind of a bit cheeky, which, you know, that's what I like. And at the front I've actually got a depiction of a dog chewing on the last remains of the sorting shed. So the site we're on was the site of the sorting sheds, the old sorting sheds in Broome, and apparently the guy who owned them knew that the heritage listing crew were coming and demolished them on Sunday night, the day before the heritage crew arrived. So I've got a kind of gnarly looking dog chewing up the last remains of the sorting sheds. So that's just, more or less, that's his butt there, and there'll just be another little snout going up there. I went on a fantastic Indigenous tour with Bart Pigram, and he told me about this area here, which is apparently in Yaru legend, the area came about from two snakes having a fight, and so there's a little snake and a big snake. So it was kind of really nice to have the opportunity, as people have told me things about the area, to try and integrate them into the piece of work. And I particularly like that when you look through the cutouts in the sculpture, you can see the mangrove and the sky and all that. So you've got all the typical kind of colours and elements of Broome and the Kimberley. So I'm pretty happy with it. It has made me really realise that next time I come up this way, if I do another sand sculpture in Broome, I'd really like to either come up earlier or work with the historians or the Indigenous people from up here and make it, the design and possibly the construction, more inclusive. I feel almost like some of the things I've found out since I've been up here I should have somehow found out before I got here. Oh look, it's what a fantastic thing. I get, you know, flown to a beautiful location in the middle of a festival where I get to do something I love doing in a beautiful environment, and people come and chat to you and tell you're doing a great job.